With any new TCG, you're going to need a starter deck. Altered is hitting the shelves in September this year and is releasing 6 starter decks featuring all the different factions and their unique heroes. In this video, we'll be covering the core mechanics of each faction starter deck. If you'd like to see a deeper breakdown of how to play, check out our tutorial video. We also explain some of the terms we'll be using in this video. Each starter deck contains everything you will need to play the game, including 40 playable cards, 6 token cards, 5 adventure cards, 2 player aid cards, 1 foiler card, 1 new player card, 15 markers, 1 paper playmat, and 1 rulebook. First, let's introduce the Bravos faction, featuring Kojo and his companion Buddha. Kojo is a fast-paced parkour tracer, set on sprinting through unexplored lands. Unlike the other heroes, Kojo's companion is an active participant throughout the expeditions as a token character. If you're the first player, you'll create a 2/2/2 Buddha token in the companion expedition at noon. The Bravos faction comes out the gate fast, playing extremely efficient, low-cost characters in their expeditions. The only catch is that these cards are great in the early game, but can flounder in the late game. To counter this, you can use the boost ability to buff your characters before they leave play. A boost increases each of a character's region stats by 1 for each boost token applied. The Axiom Faction starter deck allows you to play as Sierra, the mechanical engineer, and her companion Oddball. The mechanics for this starter deck focus heavily on permanent cards. When you play a permanent with a hand cost of 3 or more, you can exhaust this hero card to create a 2/2/2 Brass Bug in either of your expeditions. The focus on permanents typically results in a slower start as you set up, but once your machines are up and running, it isn't easy to stop them. The Axiom Faction gains access to an additional resource called Keylon counters. This allows you to save mana and can be used later to establish your board presence as quickly as possible. The Mana faction is rooted in a love and respect for nature and its creatures. In this deck, Taya and her companion Nara lead the expedition. Taya's ability allows her to give the first character played each afternoon 1 boost, which increases each of a character's stats by 1 point. The Mana faction focuses heavily on the Anchored ability, allowing you to keep your characters in the expedition zone at the end of the day without putting them back in the reserve. Combine the Anchored ability with cards that grant extra boost counters to keep buffed characters out for multiple turns and advance your expeditions. Unleash your creativity alongside Nevenka, the hero of the Lyra faction, and her trusty companion Blotch, the Paint Dragon. Nevenka's ability lends very well to players who enjoy an unpredictable game, as she uses dice rolls to determine buffs given to characters. But be careful, if you roll a 1, that character is instantly sent to the reserve. The Lyra faction focuses on cards designed to either roll for buffs or increase your odds for better rolls. The Ordis starter deck features the hero Sigismar and his companion Wingspan. Sigismar is a soldier focused on supporting his fellow brothers and sisters in arms. Each day, Sigismar will create a 1/1/1 Ordis recruit in the noon phase. The focus for Ordis players is to generate as many token characters as possible and overrun their expeditions with sheer numbers. The Yzmir starter deck focuses on control and board manipulation, featuring its hero Akesha and her companion Taru. If you are the first player, Akesha's ability allows you to end your turn as if you had played a card. You may then play cards later in the day as normal. This allows you to wait and see what your opponent does before you play. With the Yzmir starter deck, you can send opponents' characters straight to the reserve, discard cards already in the reserve, or even directly set your opponents back in their expedition. Let us know in the comments which of these starter decks you would most like to see face off in a future video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please make sure to let us know in the comments below or by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. To pick up your favorite deck, the full set of 6 or even limited edition Kickstarter exclusives, head over to gamersguildaz.com to order. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.